we're making the character card for my character to show you guys how it works, and you guys can ask all the questions. So let's see, how high fidelity is this character card? I think a graphical artist that has some spelling issues has made this. I can say that because I have spelling issues. You guys cannot say that, okay? You guys cannot say that. So we're gonna lock the background because I don't want to pull this around. So we're gonna start by figuring out what we want the character to be, and the name of my character is gonna be Brinklebell. So we're gonna go up here, and then we're gonna do a little bit of making the font smaller until it shows up. Mine is lesser L here. Yeah, I figured. Brinklebell. Bell is the last name. Should I use the same font? It might confuse people. Do we have something that is like more handwritten? Is that even, can you even see what it says? I kind of hate, I don't know about you guys, but I hate handwriting. It's so hard to read. Okay, that one works. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And we're gonna make it in... I kind of want it to be white though. Oh. The issue is like, I'm an artist and I want all these fonts to work together. But I'm not allowed to, because then it's gonna be really unclear what is done afterwards. The one you used to make the card. I've used a similar font to the one you used to make the card. Yeah, I'm doing another font so you guys are able to know what's on the card from the beginning and what I put on there now to yeah, it's just for you guys' clarity. If I was doing this myself, I would use the exact same font. Seth, boom, I've arrived and I have ordered some food. Now we need we need food news. Okay, you guys don't need to watch my Blood Bowl content, okay? Let's click here. How do you guys think Tinklebell is spelled? So it's Tinkerbell. Okay. Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell. So she is called Tinkerbell, and my character's gonna be called Brinklebell. So the idea around my character. Oh, Cephalor is putting you to work. Free push-ups with Liz. Yeah. So the idea around my character is that she's a really tiny, angry pixie. With two-handed swords. She has two two-handed swords. And they have two different elements on them. And then she has fairy magic. And yeah, oh yeah, I have to put in more point things for you guys later. I wonder if we can put the more... Maybe that's annoying. What do you guys think? Should we put a more active chat on screen? Or should we keep this one that pops up? Actually, we're keeping the one that pops up, okay? We're keeping the one that pops up, okay? Yeah. Be aware I won't survive. Yeah, but basically, I'm making a small angry pixie called Brinklebell. She has two two-handed swords, and they're so heavy. All the armor, the swords and the armor she's wearing is so heavy that she almost can't fly. And when people make fun of her for it, she says, "You're brinkling my nerves. You're brinkling my nerves." Yeah, I'm making a tank fairy because it's so cute. So I'm making Brinklebell. And I don't know why Photoshop is being annoying after the latest update. So we want to do that. And I want to look at some pixie photos. So we're going to look at some pixie. I guess that's a haircut. So we're just gonna Google fairy instead. So I definitely want something like this with the butterfly wings. Oh, that's a good idea. We're stealing this right now, guys. I want to show you guys how I do my creative process. You want to see a cute pixie? Google pixie fae. This is when some porn comes up, isn't it? Pixie fae. I'm gonna do that over here because I don't trust anyone. Nothing comes up, Sliz. It's just a bunch of private photos of people. It's another VTuber that I like. I once read a book that I had a fairy tank in it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I can't find whatever you're talking about, but I want to make my own unique thing anyway. Even though I'm gonna steal the whole butterfly idea. So I'm thinking we're gonna have some sort of a helmet on with horns on. I want her to have a Viking helmet on. One of those Viking helmets that Vikings never had. And then I want the dress to be armored. So that's kind of what we're working on. So that's Brinklebell for her. So let's look at a Viking helmet. I'm thinking like this. With a little bit of a this in the middle. And then she's always frowning. So something like that. So that's what we're making. So we're gonna draw that, but before we draw that, we're gonna go to stats, okay? So what we could do if we were lazy, we could just. So what you guys could do if you're lazy is just like, what is it called? You could just go to the snipping tool and you could be like this, and then you could be like, oh my god, I want to copy that, and then you go in here and then bam, and then wee. And then you could be like, well, I wanted my character to look different, so I could be like, oh my god, I want to look different, and then you go in here and you press the copy button, and you're like, oh my god, what is that? And then you go into the wand and you press here, and now it's testing all layers, which we don't want to do, and we're going to do there, we want to do Control D, and we're going to press there. And then we want to inverse it because that's how it works. And then we want to press the that button, and then we want to do this, and then whoopsie daisy, and then click that button, and then you want to do this. and then so that's what we're gonna paint later, okay? Looks so good, doesn't it? You could go into the mask, and then you could press the B key, and then you could... Yay! Okay, I'm trolling now. We're not doing that. We're gonna make something different later. Stolen! We're gonna make a thing called stolen. Okay, so now we have to figure out what Prinkle Bell does. So she is a melee character, so we need strength. So we have 15 points to make out. So now we need some sort of an axe. So how I make axes is like, oh, I want that color. And then I'm like, I do that. You do this. Whee! And then you get a little lazy and you do this, and then you do that, and then whee! And that's how I made an X. Then we name that group X, and then I'm gonna merge the shapes. There we go. X. Because it's gonna rename into X copy or whatever. So we want to focus on strength first. So I'm making it in a different color. I want you guys to make it in a different color too, so we know which X's were there from the beginning and which X's you guys added. So I want 5 strength, right? So this means that I will have an extra 5 on my strength roll, right? But is that good? Does that work? Because now we only have 10 points left. And we have nothing in reflex and nothing in armor value. And having 3 armor is not good. If you played anything, then that's not a good idea. Question. Ask your question. How does Photoshop work? Okay, that I can't answer you guys. It's taken me years to get to this point. It's taken me years to get here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want 8 armor. So if you guys have watched me play Blood Bowl, if you have 7 armor, your armor breaks all the time, but if you have 8, it's kind of good, so... This is kind of based around Blood Bowl, so... But if you roll 2 dice, it's really easy to get 3. Or 4. It's not that easy to get 8. So how many points do we have left now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we only have 5 points left. I do not care about agility, and you guys don't have to put into categories you don't want. Extra HP I'm not gonna bother with, because I want to take some risks. So I want 3 reflex, because I'm a tanky character. I don't really care about going first. And then I want 2 in intelligence, because... my pixie is gonna have some spells. So that's 15, right? So now my character is designed. Are we all in agreement in chat? Do you guys like this? So now my character's armor value would break on a 9+. So that means that you have to roll a 9 on 2 dice? I don't know if I can show you guys. Can we do 2 dice simulator? So let's see here. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So this wouldn't break my armor. Let's roll again. 4, this wouldn't break my armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, that wouldn't break my armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that wouldn't break my armor. 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 6, 7, 8. That wouldn't break my armor either. Do you guys see? It's pretty unlikely to break my armor. Have I proved to you guys how this works? Of course, it's more fun to roll a dice, though. More fun to roll the dice. So now we're gonna lock the X thing. But Cephalagor, if you wonder how Photoshop works, there's excellent guides on YouTube if you want to use Photoshop. But Photoshop is a little bit expensive to have, so that could be bad. Just so you guys know. Yeah, I pay for it, which I probably shouldn't. I should probably steal it, to be honest. Okay, so let's use another font for this, because we don't want to write with this font, because it's gonna be unreadable for other humans. I kind of just want to use Arial, though. Can we use... Let's just use Arial. Regular there. So now we need to make up a name for our main weapon. Let's see. What are we gonna call the main weapon? I don't want it to have like cleaver in it. That's not a sword. And Sword of Destiny is kind of boring, right? Oh, we could call it like Fire Needle. Actually, I think maybe we should use this font. It fits the fairy character. Fire Needle. Because, it would be a sword for another person. But for the pixie, it's kind of small, right? I mean, like, for a human, it's kind of small, but for the pixie, it's kind of big. So I want to paint the sword later. So I'm going to leave some space to paint the sword. A Fire Needle, and then we're gonna do... I like doing this. Two-handed sword. We're gonna dual wield two-handed swords, okay? But make it black and not white. Okay, let's do that so it looks different. So viewers can follow along. That's a good idea, stuff like that. So we're making Fire Needle there. And it would have been cool if we could have Frost Needle, but... So let's look here. So actually I can have Frost Needle. Better readable on the whitish grayish background. I'm currently just thinking about viewer understanding what's part of the card and what's part of what I'm adding. That's why I'm using different fonts and stuff. So we're gonna have Fire Needle and we're gonna have Frost Needle. Two-handed swords. So my character is dual wielding the swords. And then we have to fill in these boxes. So I'm guessing we're gonna steal an X out of this one over here. So if you hold on Alt in Photoshop, you can easily just copy stuff. So this is a fire thing. So we put an X on fire. Easy peasy, right? And then when stuff gets small, it gets a little annoying. So my character is Frost and Fire, I've noticed right now. So we have Fire Needle and we have Frost Needle, okay? It's actually funny, I have a friend that has a username called Frost Needle. Okay, so that's a good progress, and we're gonna paint the weapons here. So it gets more clear. Because I want to do it later. So we're going to paint it in... I have my drawing pad here. We're going to paint everything when I'm done with the fun. When I'm done with this. If you could consider this fun. So let's see here. So we're going to make our first power. So I thought about this. And my first power is going to be Goat Stampede. Goat Stampede. How do you spell Stampede? So if you have an issue with spelling anything, you just go in here and you do this. This is what I usually do. And then you get the real spelling, and then you do that, and then you go in here, and that's how you do it. And then you never have to learn how to spell anything in your life. And I told you guys for spells. Do you guys remember what I told you guys about spells? Does anyone remember? So we're gonna go back to Ariel here. Apparently that's still a bug. Not black, we're gonna do regular. So in spells, you have to describe what the spells do. When... Ugh. Those are too close to each other. Okay, let's add some space above that. When Brinkle Bell... no, that's not a good way. So this spell summons 6 goats that trample the enemy. So that's kind of how it works. So that's how I want you guys to do it. So this spell summons 6 goats that trample the enemy and does lightning. Actually, I don't know if I want it to do lightning damage. I want it to be fire. Because you don't want this game to be a single player where you can hit every enemy for perfect damage. D&D is all about like limiting yourself. So you have an reason to have friends. I think that's something a lot of people get wrong when they do this stuff. So we have Goat Stampede. If I was doing this by myself, I would be doing lines everywhere and making it fit perfectly. But I would be using the original Photoshop file, so it would be way easier. There's a billion lines on that one already. So my next spell is actually gonna be a help spell. It's gonna be a healing spell. So I'm gonna call it Honey Delivery. So it's Honey Delivery. and then we type down what the spell does. This spell summons a swarm of bees that deliver honey to anyone in need of help. I'll be off for now. Maybe I'll get back on my phone in a little while. It's all good, Safavar. I'm just making this for you guys, and I'm probably gonna put this on the VOD channel so you guys can get help from this. And remember, healing is always holy. Even though this seems like a nature power, this is holy. So now we have decided all our spells and all our weapons. So we have 10 points to put out here. So let's see. I want to use that other thing we had in the beginning there. So I'm going to be a little boring, actually. Because I want my two swords to do equal damage, right? Because that fits my character. So we're going to do equal damage on them. But Brinklebell is not a good sorceress or healer, I mean. So we want to change the numbers here. We want to change the numbers to reflect it here. So we want to do 2 and then we want to do 8. So you guys can see that Brinklebell is more about doing damage than actually healing. Which is fine. So you guys can see with intelligence 2, I would get 4 extra points to help me do the heal roll. And then I would have to beat the DM's dice. So it's not that likely to happen. Goat Stampede would have 8 plus 2. Actually, this only goes for damage because it's a damage spell. So it would be 2 and then my dice versus the DM's. So that doesn't have a likelihood of working either. But I'm focused on the melee. So that is fine. So then we move on to the next thing. So we're gonna pull you down. So this is kind of how I want you guys to do the card. So here, if you want to, you can write down... You can write down here, like, why your strength is this and why it isn't. So I'm gonna have holy resistance, actually. Because I'm a fairy. And fairies kind of have to do with nature, so I feel like that makes sense. And then I'm gonna have fire weakness. Because I'm a fairy and I burn up. So you can write down here why you have these resistances and weaknesses, just for fun, for role-playing pressure. So let's do that for fun, I guess. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go back to aerial regular. Then we'll go back to 8, I think it was, right? Is this a regular? That's aerial black, not a regular. There's a bug on my Photoshop right now where when it can't differentiate between aerial black and aerial regular. Wrinkle. Actually, how am I spelling her name? Let's make sure I feel like... So this layer is locked. I don't want the CK. I want it to be Brinkle. Brinkle Bell. Brinkle Bell. And Brink Bell is her last name, because I'm assuming that's how it works for Tingle Bell. So Brinkle Bell is resistant against holy because it comes from the fairy pool. Everyone there is spawned out of holy power, not born. So that like gives some character to my character. And then you can do this, and you can be like, her wings are basically made out of paper. Self-explanatory. I really can't spell, guys. This is probably the worst thing I ever could have done on stream when I think about it. So that's basically how I want it to be there. So now we're gonna go into features / trait, and I've already told you guys what that is. Brinkle Bell is a small fairy. Actually, I want to type Pixie here. I want some more words. Pixie compared to other is like a word I have a very hard time spelling. Other fairies. But she loves heavy weaponry. Don't know how that's spelled, but it doesn't really matter. Ringlebell is a small pixie compared to other fairies, but she loves heavy weaponry. Humans find this funny and makes fun of the fact that she is too heavy to fly. To fly well, I guess. And then you do like Brinkle Bell finds this very insulting and breaks out in anger, saying her catchphrase. I think that's a catchphrase. You're wrinkling my nerves. You're wrinkling my nerves. So that's basically how I want you guys to fill out the thing. I'm back at my phone now. Okie dokie. And then I wanted you guys to type down your gender. So I'm gonna type that gender, female. And then I'm gonna do she, her. I don't want to know. I don't want to write pronouns on stream because I do not know how to spell that. Okay. I know I've spelled everything else incorrectly, but don't bother. Okay, it doesn't matter. Spelling is a useless skill. So that's basically how it works. So that is our level 1 character, and then you do like save as, and I'm gonna go in here, we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna call this my card. I'm gonna make another folder for your cards later, so we're gonna call it character card Sprinkle Bell. So that's kind of how that works. So I'm just making a Photoshop file now. Pronouns. Well, I'm gonna trust you, Saflagor, but I cannot spell at all. So if anyone blames me for this, please don't. So I'm putting pronoun here, and I'm putting she, her. I wrote female, but I don't know. I'm just gonna say it now, guys. We women don't like being called females. People use it in such a demeaning way, but so it's gender female, pronoun she, her. Let's make sure that we have done this correctly. I don't like that the fire is spelled. It's kind of unclear that that says fire. But let's not worry about the stupid font we had to use to help you guys and the viewers. Here's a fun feature trait about yourself that influences conversations with others. Character in the quest, make it a fun, cool one. Also type down your gender here. So we have done everything we are needed to do here. So it's time for us to paint Brinklebell. So what would be the best way of doing this, you guys think? So I have a drawing screen, so I'm going to use the drawing screen. You guys can do whatever you damn please. You can print this card out. It's A4. I made it A4 for a reason. You can print this out and paint on it and send it in that way. You can scan it in and send it in. It doesn't really matter.